Are you ready to take your Amazon influencer reviews to another level? Welcome to Review Roulette Buy or Buy, where I react to Amazon influencer reviews of totally random products to kickstart a conversation with you, the viewers. Throughout the show, my goal is for all of us to gain valuable insights into what is leading to conversions, so we will all be empowered to make better reviews ourselves that lead to more sales. Together, we'll determine what worked and what didn't, ultimately leading us to making the decision, do we buy or say buy? So grab your coffee and let's dive in. Well, welcome to episode 1 of Review Roulette Buy or Buy. I'm your host, Jeremy, the reviewer entrepreneur, and I'm really excited about this inaugural episode of this show. It's something I've been thinking about and working on for a while, just kind of the concept and how I wanted to do it. And I think ultimately what I decided is I want this to be very natural and very free flowing. But the whole point of this entire exercise, you guys, is for us together to watch reviews of other influencers. And I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm going to give my feedback, things I like, things I don't like. And ultimately, I want all of you watching to comment what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me? Am I way off base? Is your experience different with some of the feedback that I provide? At the end of the day, this is all about the community coming together to offer feedback. And this is going to do a couple things, right? For the people who are giving the reviews, if they should watch this video and look in the comments, they might see some amazing feedback to get their reviews to be a little bit better, even if it's just 1% better. We all have opportunities to grow. But it's also going to give us that are involved in the feedback process just immediate feedback on, yeah, we really didn't like that, so that you can be on the lookout for that the next time you film your own review, right? So the goal is obviously multifaceted, and I have not curated any of this content. I have not gone ahead. We are going to pick a random product from the best sellers list, and we are just going to start going through the reviews. We'll probably, depending on how many reviews are on any given product that we pick, we'll probably only be able to get through one, maybe 2 products per episode. But hopefully that over time, this will become a very valuable show that you'll want to tune back into. And eventually I want to do this live. And so you guys let me know in the comments, is this a format that you would want to do live? And also in the live context, I also want people to be able to submit products to me. I will go to that product, and without you telling me which review is yours, you can pick a product that you have reviewed, and then we'll go through it and we will discuss every review like we do any other video. And hopefully you'll gain insight onto your specific review, whether we liked it or whether we didn't. So if you're sitting there going, I'm just not converting, I'm not getting any sales, maybe I did at one point, now I'm not, we can go over that. So we can go through, give our normal critiques and our feedback. And then at the end, you can say, hey, that one was mine. And then we can have actual live discussion in the chat. So anyhow, I hope you guys are excited about this opportunity to grow as I am to be able to host it. So if you want to learn more, if you want to be a part of this little community that we are literally starting from scratch, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications and participate, right? This is a participation type of a show where everyone's feedback is invaluable to everyone else watching. So without further ado though, I don't want to waste any more of your time with the preamble. Let's pick our first product. So we're going to jump over into my screen share here. And here we are on Amazon. I am just on the home page. I'm logged out. We are coming into this fresh. And I figured what we'll do, and like I said, we can target, specific products later, but for right now, as we get started, you guys kind of get a feel for me and kind of what I'm going for. We're just going to go up to this best sellers tab up here. and we are going to pick a product from here. Now, I don't necessarily want to go straight for the top products. I want to find something that's going to be a little bit more interesting. Maybe something like a scale, like Stanley. Everyone has a Stanley. There's nothing really much to talk about with a Stanley. I mean, what can you say about a Stanley? It's large. It keeps cold drinks cold. Like, everyone knows about Stanley. So you really don't even need reviews for products like that. However, if we scroll down here, let's look at the Maybesta, okay? Like, I just bought a similar set. I bought the Boyas, which look identical to these Maybestas. But this is something that I recently used that all of you might want to use if you are doing your reviews with an iPhone. Or even with an Android. They do usually with these. I know with the Boya, they actually have a USB-C version of these microphones, but these have absolutely ramped up my audio quality for the reviews that I do with an actual microphone and my cell phone. So let's look at these ones, because the first thing we have to establish when looking at any product is we want to figure out what questions, like if I'm shopping for this, if you're shopping for this, let's start our first exercise in participation with what questions would you have about a product such as the Maybesta professional wireless lavalier lapel microphone for iPhone, iPads, cordless omnidirectional condenser. God, they definitely don't use any YouTube best practices for titling, do they? They just cram in as much information as they can. But what questions do you have when you're looking at a microphone? Especially something for like what we're doing with our reviews. So for me, I think if I'm just flying off the cuff here, I think that one of the main questions I have is, how is the sound quality? Okay. How is the sound quality? Do they actually sound good? Does it sound as good as this Yeti, this Blue Yeti microphone condenser that I'm using here? That's, 8 pounds and, 24 inches long. I mean, this thing's huge, but it sounds good, right? So how do the microphones sound? Number 2, how long does the charge last? Are these going to last for a recording session? Let's just say, for example, I went over to my friend's Airbnb. They kind of went over the products that they had in the Airbnb and told me what they liked about them, any feedback that Airbnb customers might have given. And then I built the reviews around that experience. And so I was at, basically on site, away from my house, with not really any time to charge anything or do anything like that. So how long are they going to last? Can I do an entire recording session with my cell phone without the batteries dying? I think probably the third question I would have is, how far away can you get from the source? So this is clearly a receiver, and then you have your microphone. They're wireless, so this is going to plug into your phone. As you can see, the lightning cable end there. How far away can you get before you lose sound quality? So like, how close do I need to be to my phone without it cutting out, losing, connection with the receiver? So those are probably the 3 questions I'd have. Oh, 4th question. How does it look on your shirt, right? How big is it? I mean, it's a white background like Amazon requires all sellers to use. So you have no context. I mean, this thing could be 6 inches long, right? You don't know how big these things are. So I want to know, is it going to show up on camera? Is it going to be an eyesore, or are there smaller options? So those are probably the 4 main questions that I would have for a product like this. Now, the other thing we knew, and I did a whole entire video on how to search by ASIN the actual questions that people are asking about it. So let's go ahead and click on the product first of all. And if you don't know, up in the top, there is an ASIN. Now, if you have a tool like I use, like IPX, there's also like Fluencer Fruit. Sortio X is another popular one that kind of consolidates data about a product in a little dashboard type thing like this. Tells you if your videos are in the carousels, how many videos are in carousels, that kind of thing. So you can come up here if, right here has an ASIN, but if you don't have that, up here in the URL bar, you can find the ASIN. It usually starts with a B. Okay. And you can just copy that ASIN. And then the other thing you can do is, it's called, let's see here. If you go to amazon.com/ask questions /ASIN / and then the ASIN you're looking up. It takes you right to all of the questions that people are asking. Does this microphone work well? That sounds familiar. Does this microphone record sound well without excessive noise? So that might be another thing. Does this microphone record sound well without excessive? Same question. Let's see. Does this microphone? That's the same question. iPhone 14 Pro, will this work? Has anyone tried this with Microsoft Translate? Stops camera? Question mark. How many microphones can be linked to one receiver? Does the weight of the phone connection affect the operation of a gimbal? So, if you're going to have that on with a gimbal, does that have to throw off the gyros on the gimbal? So amazing questions that we need to find out if we can answer. Can we answer it? And that's what we're going to be looking at as we go through these videos. Are the questions that you have in your mind and the questions that people are asking, are they being answered by these reviews? And ultimately, based on the review, would you buy or say bye? And so that's what we're going to find out today. So let's go back to our product page here. And let's look on the top carousel. We see 6 videos. Let's scroll down. And on the bottom, through all the information here, I don't see a bottom carousel. There's a lot of speculation that bottom carousel is gone again. Bottom carousels seem to come and go. It also depends on who you are. Everyone's different. Everyone sees different carousels at different times, but that's fine. I think with 6 videos, that's probably going to be all the time we're going to have for this particular episode. But let's come up here and let's go ahead and click our carousel. Right out of the gate, the manufacturer's video starts playing. So let's watch through the manufacturer's video and let's see what questions the manufacturers answer. And bear with me because I might stop it and incorporate some thoughts as we go. One to 2 wireless, plug and play, easy to use, green light, recording has started. So you see on lapel, they kind of give you that visual of the size. 2 people can stream at once. You can see it's on a gimbal and it has it on there. So that kind of answers, does it affect the gimbal? Okay, guys. Oh man, this might be really insensitive, but that looked like a really bad, like Chinese or Japanese dub over, and they happen to be Asian in ethnicity. That I'm sorry if that seems insensitive, but I find that very funny because the crunching literally doesn't even match up with their mouth. Let's watch that one more time just for comedic effect. She's actually talking and it's still crunching. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's all right. You can see it's working up on a gimbal with a selfie stick. May best to be with you. Okay, so that's the manufacturer video. So I think it answered several of the questions that people were asking. Does it affect a gimbal? I think gimbal, you just slide your phone a little bit and account a little bit for the weighting. And I think that's going to be fine. They show the size of it. So it addresses how large is it? What does it look like? That addresses an important question for me. But it does not address the 2 main questions. How does it sound? And how far away can you get with it? It doesn't address that at all. But it does kind of show how the lights work, a little bit of it in action, and some fake munching noises, which I found completely hilarious. But let's move on to the actual influencer reviews. As we all know, on this right side, the first one, videos for this product, that is your manufacturer video. And then the next grouping of videos are all influencer reviews, and then just customers down below. So let's look at the influencer reviews and see what we got going on here. So the first one is Honestly Bridget. Unboxing and review with before and after audio. Okay, so I like this title because she alludes to, I'm going to show you how it sounds. So I do like that as an initial impression on the title. I'm losing my ability to speak. Now, thumbnail, really not much to be desired. Clearly, she didn't upload a thumbnail. It just selected an image and it shows like part of the microphone. But this really doesn't breed any curiosity in me. It doesn't get me to want to click. So I think the thumbnail could be better. But unboxing and review, so you know you're going to see what comes in the box. You're going to get her review, and then you're going to get a sample of the sound. And then you have Adam. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Adam, very prominent YouTuber. He is the one that teaches all about how to use green arrows. I like his thumbnails. His whole thing is hold it out away from you. Make sure that your thumbnail emphasis is on the product with you maybe in the background. And then he points green arrows at everything, even though it really, doesn't necessarily correlate with any, titling or anything like that. So his title is Testing the Maybesta, Indoor, Outdoor, Wind, Range, and More. Now, he's a pretty prolific reviewer in the Amazon influencer space. However, I am not real fond of this title. Testing does imply that maybe he's going to share the results of the testing, but it doesn't really leave me wanting to click from a title perspective, but I do like the thumbnail. Little Mama Reviews. First impression of the thumbnail, I kind of like the imagery. You can see that it's probably not going to have a face in it. It's probably just going to be a faceless review. And one thing I do not like, and this is, again, probably personal preference, no one cares. No offense, Lil Mama, but no one cares to like who reviews this, honestly. So I do not recommend branding in the thumbnails. I would rather have a question or a phrase that gets people to want to click. Little Mama Reviews does not make me, via the thumbnail, want to click on this video. This wireless lavalier lapel mic is easy to use, crisp sound. Now, I've talked about this in a previous video too. Do you need to watch this review, technically speaking, to know her thoughts, Little Mama's thoughts on this product? No. It's easy to use and it's got crisp sound. You know what she feels about it. You don't know if she's going to share things she doesn't like. She just is positive right out of the gate. So I might skip by that one. Colleen Cup. This lavalier mic is what you want for content creation. So again, she kind of gives out her thoughts right out of the gate. I might not watch that because, she's positive on it, where I might, if something this cheap, I might be looking for what's wrong with it. So, that might be another way to get people in, is using the negative. And then iPhone wireless mic, closer look and testing. I do like the thumbnail. It kind of looks like a top down, again, probably a faceless. It's the Dave Show. I do want to mention something about these green arrows. A lot of people have been following YouTubers that basically teach what they do. And so a lot of times in the world of sales, mimicking what works for other people's can work. However, because we are all in such a small space of Amazon, even though there's tons of products, everyone's watching this. There's not very many content creators willing to share their secrets. And so the pool of information on what to do on these videos is very small. And so, Adam being one of the more popular how-toers on the Amazon influencer program, him teaching people how to put green arrows, like luckily it hasn't affected this one, but I've been on carousels where every thumbnail has a green arrow on it. And it just looks like a compass rose just barfed into the carousel a bunch of arrows. So everyone doing the same thing, the whole point of this game is to stand out amongst the other reviewers. And if everyone's doing the same thing, it's a needle trying to look like a needle in a stack of needles, right? No one's going to pick you out if everyone's got green arrows. So I think for me, being different is really what's going to stand out. So, maybe Adam looked at this and said, no one has arrows. I'm going to put an arrow on this one, to be different, be uniquely you and be different. And I think that's what I do like about this carousel right now is everyone does do it a little bit differently. I'm not seeing a bunch of the same things. So it doesn't give me the impression that, oh, these guys got paid. And the green check marks kind of do that. There's a whole teaching going out about, putting a green check mark to stand out. But then you get multiple people doing it. and it doesn't stand out anymore. So be uniquely you. That would be my feedback for the Dave show. And honestly, Bridget, even though one's at the front, one's at the back, I think too many green arrows and too many green check marks can have a negative impact on everyone, because maybe we in this part of the carousel start losing credibility with the viewer who's just trying to make sure they're getting an honest opinion, not a paid for opinion. And if everyone looks like they're being paid for their opinions, we're probably going to lose our opportunity altogether. Anyhow, soapbox rant. Let's dive into these reviews. Let's go with honestly Bridget first.
Review honestly of the wireless microphone. I'm going to use the audio of the microphone.
Okay, so right out of the gate, what's wrong with this picture? I'll give you a second. Throw it in the comments. What is wrong with this picture? I'm going to give you my thoughts. We're going to get through this whole thing, but then I'll give you some thoughts. But right out of the gate, I see an issue here. You share with me in the comments what you think the issue is.
The end, so you can hear the difference, but this is what it looks like when you purchase it. It comes in this small box.
Now, she did just say she's going to give us the audio from the microphone at the end. So I'm assuming she's just using her phone mic. It would be nice to know what we're hearing right now so we know what to compare with, because quite frankly, if the sound of the microphone's crap and the iPhone sounds better, I might want to know that, right? So maybe putting a current sound from iPhone or microphone, iPhone, something like that to identify might be a little helpful. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that would be helpful to know where the sound is coming from? If she's using the mic right now, then you might think it sounds like crap. So my thought would be to identify where the sound is coming from, since you are reviewing a sound product and a microphone.
When you pull it out, here's all the things that are included. There is the USB cable and port that plugs right into the microphone.
Okay, we have to address this. I was going to wait till the end to address it, but obviously we have this big frame and her picture is in the middle. This is tiny. So for those that want to see the image on the box and see that stuff, it's almost impossible to hear via this. So let's blow it up. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. It's still, and I don't know if you can tell as much on my recording, but it's still really blurry and hard to see. And it's still, I mean, this should be full screen and it's barely the size of an actual phone. So you're not giving your viewer any help in seeing the product.
Put it onto yourself.
Now this is dangerous too. Black text, even though the background here is white, you can see as she drug it like over that black on black. This is really hard to read right here. So I might put all the text, make sure the text stays in a lighter area if you're going to use black. Otherwise, maybe do, the text with like a white rim around it to separate it from the dark parts of whatever it's in front of.
This part to charge, I assume. And then the small microphone just for size difference. This is
okay. Now, this is great. She's given an example of the size of them. However, we have no idea how large her hands are. So, she could have large hands for a woman. Maybe she has tiny hands and that thing might be huge. So this doesn't give us a fair comparison, which is why on certain products, I don't like faceless videos. I like the manufacturer video. I like to see it right up here on the neck.
The size of my hand, the size of the microphone. It does also come with instructions and information on how you can contact the company, as well as resources to help you with troubleshooting this. To plug it in, it's very simple. You just need a...
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but the audio changed. The camera flipped to vertical mode, and we still have big black bars, but I mean... I'm struggling with this one.
Box to put the USB in, or you can just put the USB straight into a charger. Then you plug this end in as well, and then the red light will be straight red, not blinking or anything like that, letting you know it needs to charge. It's not fully charged. It takes
just an easy bit of housekeeping, guys. Something simple like this. Run to Home Depot. This is driving me crazy. I have to mention it. Put a outlet plate on the wall. Clean up your shop. Make it look somewhat professional. A brand will not reach out to you if this is what your review looks like. If it looks like you're working out of an unfinished space, brand deals are going to be a little bit harder to come by. So just a little bit of feedback. I don't know that it'll affect the average everyday viewer, but if you're a reviewer trying to get brand deals, stuff, little details like that might affect that. And just the fact that the camera angle has changed, the sound has changed, consistency with no real indicator as to why might hurt your ability for brands to reach out and want you to review their products.
It's approximately 2 hours to fully charge.
I like that. 2 hours to fully charge, so you kind of have some time frame.
Like after it's fully charged and hooked into my phone.
And now she's given us a sample of the audio through the mic. But it happened so fast, she didn't really give a lead up of, and here's what it sounds like on my phone, and then I would transition, and here's what it sounds like really make that evident, because when I just listening through this, when that transition happened, I didn't even barely catch that. So let's run that back and let's see how that sounded again.
And just to close out, this is what the microphone charged. It takes approximately 2 hours to fully charge. And just to close out, this is what the microphone sounds like after it's fully charged and hooked into my phone. You just have to put the receiver into the bottom of your phone, go to General, About, and make sure it says Dock, and then hold down the button on the back of the microphone. Make sure that it's green. I'll show you right here. Make sure that green button is on. That means it's connected. And then you just put in the clip so that you can clip it to yourself. As you can see, when it's far away from me, you can hardly hear it all. But the audio is great when it's nice and close.
Yep. Awesome. So overall impressions, the information was good. I would like to have seen it, in relation to an actual shirt. If that was the only review I had, I may or may not buy. But that's the point of this. What do you guys say? What are your guys' thoughts and feedback? I would want more consistency in the camera. Make sure, I'm a horizontal guy, always have been. If I'm going to do vertical, it's going to be done separately and specifically for the Inspire app and or TikTok or something like that, where I'm going to post an actual vertical video. But if you are wanting this on the main pages, I would go horizontal and make sure it's 16:9 so that it fully fills the screen with the highest quality you can provide. If she was filming that on an iPhone, I have no idea why it was so blurry, because iPhones can do 4K. And as long as you have decent lighting, you should have a much sharper, much more crisp picture of that. So if you guys need help with your iPhone settings to get the most out of that, let me know, and we'll do our best to maybe put a video together specifically for you to go over that. So your guys' thoughts. Would you buy the product based on that review? Or would you say buy and move on to the next review? Let me know in the comments below, and we're going to go on to Adam's review. We're going to try to go a little bit quicker. I will just let the whole thing play through and then give my thoughts at the end to speed this up. I don't want this video to go too terribly long, even though I do want it to be valuable and make sure you guys get as much insight out of it as you can.
Hello, testing. The audio you are hearing is from the Maybesta wireless microphone. All right, guys, this is just a quick video review here to show you the audio of this Maybesta clip-on wireless microphone. I want to go ahead and clip it on my shirt here while I talk to you guys. So right now, the microphone is plugged in. The audio that you're hearing is from this microphone, not from my iPhone or not from any other speakers. Now, first off, the size. This microphone is very small. This is what it comes in, okay? This is the actual microphone here. It has a small alligator clip, okay, that you can use to clip on your collar, your shirt or whatever. It comes with a small USB cable. It's only about 10 inches long, okay? But it is the rechargeable unit. Now, the actual responder unit is plugged into my iPhone. So now I'm going to unplug it, okay? When I unplug it, the microphone's going to turn off, okay? And then my iPhone microphone is going to kick on, and you're going to be able to see and hear the difference. And I'll show you the unit. So right now, this is the Maybesta microphone still plugged in. Now I'm going to unplug it. Okay, now it's off, right? So now this should not be working. This should just be my iPhone.
I'm going to pause it right there because I have a lot of thoughts here, but that was brilliant. That right there, I think at first I was like, don't lead with the microphone up by your mouth, because that's not how you would use it. but I like that you could hear it close up. Then he clipped it down here to hear what it would sound like actually on your shirt. You get the size look, but then he unplugs it and the sound completely changes. But you know what he's doing. You know exactly when he pulls it, exactly when that sound changes. And I think if I were looking for a microphone, that would be the best example of what I would want to hear. The difference between the microphone on the phone and this particular microphone. So well done, Adam. That was awesome.
Microphone. So real quick, this is the actual unit that plugs in to the bottom of your iPhone. Okay. Now I will say this was a big one for me. This will still work if you have a case on your iPhone. I have an OtterBox Defender case and it still works and plugs in fine. So I'm going to plug it back in here real.
That's a question I didn't even think about answering, because I know with my Boya, I have to take my case off. It does not have a long enough extension on the plug to fit in the case. So that is a huge point that he brought up that I didn't even come up with as a question.
Real quick. Okay, now there's a little button here, and that's your on-off power button. And when you plug the unit in, it'll automatically get this little green light. Can you guys see that? That means it's on and it should be working. So we'll give it a couple tests here. I'm going to give it the blow test here. Tap test. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. And that'll give you guys a little bit better idea. Now I want to walk outside to show you what it sounds like outside in the wind, and we'll do some distance for it.
There we
go. I'm going to clip this back on. We're still using the Maybesta microphone. Let me take this off. All right, follow me outside here. Let's see what it sounds like in the wind. Because that makes a big difference, right? Depending on how windy it is.
Yep, sure does.
I'm here in Florida. It's a nice sunny day, but it's a little breezy. So let's see how it sort of sounds with the wind. Just going to set this up right here.
That sounds great.
And we're going to do a little bit of a distance test here for you guys, right? Just so that you can see.
He knows what he's doing, you guys. It's the master at work right here.
With this thing still picking it up, okay? So this is probably about 6 feet. This is probably about 10 feet.
You hear a little bit of the wind.
This is probably about 20 feet.
And then an alligator gets him because he's
microphone check. This is out in the wind. You hear any wind noise?
I mean, barely.
Okay, just trying to give you guys. Can you hear this ruffling of the leaves? Okay.
Even
so this will give you guys a better idea on this microphone. Now, I've been using this for quite a while. My favorite part about it is just how small and mobile it is. Okay. This microphone is extremely easy to just plug into your iPhone, clip on, and you can begin recording. It's definitely better than your standard iPhone microphone, especially if you're more than just 2 or 3 feet away. Overall, though, the quality of it is definitely not as good as a more expensive microphone. If you've done any shopping for microphones, you'll know that you can spend a lot of money on them. So, you know, I think you do see a significant increase in audio quality, just in crispness and you know, reducing noise, things like that with the higher, more expensive microphones. But for just everyday use, like for vlogging or as a backup or something you just want to be able to throw in your pocket, you could put both these pieces in your pocket and plug them in. And I mean, you're ready to record within minutes. So I hope this video is helpful. I have been using this microphone quite a bit for a lot of my videos. Again, it's easy to clip on anywhere. It does recharge in just a couple hours, and I can film for a whole afternoon without having to recharge this. So again, this is the Maybesta. There's a closer look at it, and I hope this video helps.
Wow. He's the master at work, you guys. I mean, that literally checked almost all of the boxes and some questions I didn't have, but that did not feel like I was being marketed to. That felt like a guy who genuinely uses the product. But here's one thing you guys may not have picked up on. Well, maybe you did, and throw it in the comments if you picked up on it. But he talked about that it's not perfect. a lot of reviewers are afraid to talk about anything negative as it relates to products they're reviewing because they're worried that it might hurt their conversion. But what it does is it gives you more credibility that you're not just making money off of saying all the right things about it, that you are. I mean, I love that he said, the sound quality is not as good as a higher end microphone, and you can spend a lot of money on these things. So you know right out of the gate that he's giving you an honest opinion. Like, this thing is not perfect. It's not the best, but for the money, I use it all the time and I absolutely love it. I walked away, even though that was a longer review, I walked away feeling like all my questions were answered. So would you buy or say bye to Mr. Adam with the wireless microphone? Let's go on to the next one here.
Hi, Little Mama here. Today I am reviewing this wireless microphone that I just bought for myself so I could use a wireless mic finally in my videos instead of lugging around a wire mic. So all you have to do, I have an iPhone, and all you have to do is have your phone on and stick this in on the bottom. And then you're in settings, general, and if you can go to about, and if this shows up, DOCK, that means that this is paired now with your phone. So
some
that's
extra
all
information
I have to do to pair the phone.
You don't even have to do that. You just plug it in and it's good.
For the microphone, all you gotta do is turn on the button back here. There's a power button. I just turn this on. The light is steady. When it's steady green, that means this is connected. And then I'm able to use this. So I've tested this twice already, and this definitely works really well.
So I like the honesty there, but sometimes like not having much actual real world use might hurt your credibility a little bit. You know, if you're really serious about this thing, you might walk away going, she's only tried it twice. Like, she probably hasn't used it out in the wind. She had, you know, so we'll see where she goes with this, but right out of the gate, like without saying this is an unboxing and first impressions, that's one thing I like to do. If I just got the product and I'm really excited to, like, I'll do an unboxing, but I'm very clear, this is an unboxing and giving you my first impressions, and then I will do an updated review when I've had some time with the product. So, and sometimes that's a good way of getting your, 2 videos on a carousel instead of just one.
And it's very super crisp, the sound. I really like the sound. Having this wireless microphone will allow me to record at a distance without losing my sound as I'm talking. And so this is going to be so convenient, and you could just clip it anywhere, and this clip can be moved to flip it the other way so that you could clip it so that the microphone still stands up, so it's no problem. So you just unclip it and then turn it around and clip it back on, and then you could clip it onto any part of you that you want it where the microphone is. And this is just so convenient to have a wireless microphone instead. So all you gotta do to charge it is to use this charger that it comes with. You just gotta plug it in there and then plug this into a USB adapter where you could charge the microphone. And then there's also a charger on this side that you could charge this as well. So there are two items to charge. So when it's flashing like this, it means that it's not paired, not connected. So you just want to make sure, I think you just gotta make sure it's paired to the phone.
Make sure you turn it off,
and that's how
so you don't kill the battery
right
while it's trying to pair.
It's already green. So that's how this works, and it's just that simple. I love it. I'm so glad I bought this. Can't wait for you guys to hear my new sound of this little microphone on my future videos. So this is Little Mama approved. Thanks for watching.
All right, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments below. I like the top-down look. You kind of get a look at everything, but again, it doesn't really show the size because we don't know how large your hands are. We do get a comparison, but I don't know if that's a Pro Max or a regular size iPhone. We don't get a sound test, so she literally does nothing other than tell you she's tried it twice and it sounds crisp, but you don't get proof of that. So this is one, I'm probably going to walk away from and go watch someone else's video. So if she's not converting on this, even though she's in a top carousel, that's probably the number one reason, because I want to hear how it sounds and she did not give me that. So I'm going to go find a video like Adam's that does do that. So for me, this one's a buy. What about you guys? Put it in the comments. Is this a buy or a buy based on what you saw? All right.
This is a review of the May Best.
So let's see. So we did Honestly, we did Adam, we did Lil Mama, and now we're on Colleen. So let's see what Colleen's got for us.
So wireless lavalier microphone. This microphone is commonly used for doing voiceovers for YouTube, live streams, podcasts, and vlogs. One thing that I love about this microphone is that it is plug and play, and you have a really long range, which is 65 feet. It's also got real clear timbre, and it is very sensitive to whatever sounds you may have. So now that we open this thing up, let's see what we have. It looks like it's going to come with 2 different microphones. Let's peel this little film off the front of it.
I'm going to pause this real quick because
sensor.
Does she say this is what you want for content creation? However, it's an unboxing. So to me, this is a disconnect. How can she say you want this for content creation when this is an unboxing video? Hopefully she'll get to the point, but this is only a 2.5 minute video. So I'm kind of curious at this point.
On the back, you have the spot here where you can attach the clip if you want to use a clip and clip it to your shirt or whatever else you want to clip it to. We're just going to slide that on there. Be real careful with these. Once you do attach them, they are really difficult to get off. So keep that in mind. That's one downside to it. It's not easily removed.
A downside? I like that.
See, once you get it on there, it is really easy to use to clip it onto your shirt or whatever. Then you have this top piece here, which is the windbreak, so that you don't have lots of extra sounds going on when you're filming. Here's the second one. Again, it's the same as the other one. We'll just pull off that little bit of film right there and attach another clip to it. Again, make sure you want these clips on because it is difficult to get them off after you've clipped them into place. Other things that it comes with are the little piece that you plug into your phone. You just stick this in the end, and the sensor on it, which is covered by film, will react with the sensor in the other part, and you will get clear, crisp sound. I'm actually using this mic right now to do this voiceover, and it is super clear and no echoes. Next, we have the charging cable, which is a USB-C. So you can plug it into.
I probably would have said that earlier. Quite frankly, I would have said right out of the gate, I'm recording this on this. I pre-recorded this unboxing.
Long lifespan.
Maybe might fix what I brought up earlier.
Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this. This is an iPhone 14, and it is super easy to just plug and play. However, it is compatible with lots of different types of phones. As you can see, you just unlock your phone, and it is ready to go. As you can see right here on the side of the microphone, you can charge it easily when you are running out of battery, but it has a super long battery life. And on the side of the part that you plug into your phone, you can plug it in and then you can charge your actual phone while you're using it. Honestly, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Okay.
All right. So this is the
it looks like an unboxing. She alludes that she's using it for the voiceover. I don't know. There's several disconnects for me. I probably would have said I've been using this for a while now, or however long you've been using it. I actually recorded the unboxing, but you know, removed the sound and wanted to do the voiceover. I mean, you tell me. Do you feel like did that stick out to you guys? Because to me, that seems like a disconnect. That I'm using it, but I'm also just now taking it out of the box. That just is kind of weird for me. I mean, maybe if I wasn't in the mindset of doing reviews, maybe I wouldn't think twice about it. But I think just like one of the other videos, I would have made a bigger deal over here's the sound with, here's the sound without. Because I think that startling like difference, like when Adam pulled that out, that really gave you a sense of the quality and the difference that a microphone can make versus just doing, you know, if you're just on, maybe you're just a TikToker, you know, the difference in the sound on, you know, recording on your phone versus having a microphone like this. So I believe this is the last one, Dave's show. Well, first of all, in the comments, as it relates to Colleen, would you buy or say buy? And for me, I'm probably going to say buy on that because I really want to hear some more in-depth testing of the actual sound. So let's go on to Dave's. We'll finish up here, give some final thoughts, and we'll conclude the first episode of our show.
Wireless lavalier. It's a real small box. Says it's plug and play. All I should have to do is plug this bad boy in. Has precise radio, clear sound,
timbre,
highly sensitive, and widely compatible. As you can see here, however, it does look like it is a iPhone plug. So it goes into the docking area of your iPhone. You just plug it right in.
Question mark?
And then you turn...
Are you asking questions of your people watching your review?
Now, what you're hearing right now should be my iPhone normal sound. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart this video. I'll edit it real quick, and you'll be able to hear what this sounds like instead. So let me hook this up real quick, and I'll see you in just
some better lighting would have really helped this video.
Hell mic actually plugged in now, hopefully it's working. It was real simple. You just plug the base thing into the back of the iPhone. You wait for it to show in the system settings that it is docked. Apparently it counts as a dock because it is a plug-in, similar to where you would plug in any chargers or your standard iPhone plug. Hopefully you're able to actually hear this. It does say that it is just plug and play. Once you see that, it should now be using this audio instead of the standard iPhone audio. We'll do a quick side-by-side once again of the sound from just the iPhone when I was close up to it. And I'm going to unplug it real quick and give you the iPhone when I'm not.
What he didn't realize when he did this is you don't have to stop the video.
Without the lapel mic plugged in. Just to give a quick side-by-side comparison of the same exact distance from the iPhone. Now, this does go quite a ways. I did test it a little bit earlier, and I saw that I can, walk across the room, and it is still audible. However, I'm not sure if the quality is really there. It almost sounds a little muffled. But what we'll do is we'll go in there real quick, edit the audio to see if it is of a higher quality, and then it can just be, boosted or whatever is required.
So I just wanted to do
what?
A quick review on this wireless Bluetooth microphone.
Did somebody steal this? Because she should be talking. Anyhow, that goes on to a customer review, so that's irrelevant for our purposes today. We were looking at people's videos who were brought into the program as influencers to make high quality content that will convert to sales. So in It's the Dave Show, I think he did several things right. I think lighting definitely could have helped. But to me, again, it stood out as someone who just opened the box and isn't speaking from experience on the product. And so I might not take his review as serious, even though it's like, okay, I can hear kind of the difference between up close with the phone and how the microphone sounds. I do like that he mentioned a negative, like at distance, the sound kind of goes away. But I need you to show me that. Like I needed him to put up a camera and walk away like Adam did. And so for his, just because it didn't answer all the questions and I didn't feel like he really addressed some of my concerns in sound quality, and he really came across as someone who wasn't confident in what he was saying about it, I'm leaning towards one particular review. I'm not going to share it on here. In my next video, I'll reveal to you my favorite review before we get started into the next product that we're going to go through this with. But what do you guys think? Go through each one of them. Honestly, Bridget, Adam, Little Mama, Colleen, and It's the Dave Show. That's 5 reviews. So we'll number them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the comments. Tell me if you would buy or say buy on each one. Put number 1, buy or buy, number 2, buy or buy, and maybe give me some reasons why, and share with everyone else. What across these did you like the most? What is your biggest takeaway that you can apply to your own videos? And then I would ask, guys, if you like this, if you found my commentary helpful, hopefully you'll find it even more helpful as we get a few more episodes out and people start commenting and filling in some of the blanks. But hopefully you'll get a lot of value. But if you are interested in finding out more and spending more time diving into these reviews in depth and getting feedback real time to the point where we can get to where you can send me, maybe a product that your review is on the carousel without telling me which one is yours. We can go through and do this and you can get direct feedback yourself. But if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment, you guys. That the whole point of this is for you guys to comment your thoughts. Would you buy or buy? And that's going to give feedback to those who created these. If they are to come on here, if you know them, make sure you share this episode with them so they can come and get any specific feedback so they can improve, because together we are going to improve. And I think rather than everyone doing the same thing, we need to be individually different. That is a huge takeaway that I just implore everybody in the Amazon Influencer Program is be you. Do things. I said it in my last video. I did a short giving my #1 piece of advice. Make a review that you yourself would have found helpful when you were shopping for the product. And I think we all do that individually. Ours, make sure you got good lighting, good audio, and make sure you're answering the questions. And I know that we will all improve over time. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you stayed this long, you are a true hero, but make sure you take it to the next step and comment. Offer your own feedback on any one of the 5. If you have specific feedback, number it and give that feedback so everyone can benefit from your thoughts, because I'm not an expert, you guys. None of us are. I don't think any of us really are. Even though the program's been around since 2017, I don't think anyone's experts, and I don't think anyone can be, because Amazon keeps changing everything, taking carousels and putting carousels and giving the videos to some people and not giving them to others. So I think at the end of the day, we just have to get better at making the best content possible. And I'm hoping that this web show, Review Roulette, will be the #1 source for you to come and help elevate everyone's reviews. Until next time, you guys, my name's Jeremy. I'm the Reviewer Entrepreneur. You've been watching Review Roulette, Buy or Buy. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care.